Hello everybody, I'm Lau. Welcome back to Sustainable Jungle, where we share sustainability tips, tricks, hacks, products, brands, and stories to better our blue planet. And today we are covering sustainable food storage solutions so that you can swap out those Ziploc bags and 90s Tupperware containers for something that doesn't potentially leach BPA or harm the environment. I'm not going to go into the food waste stats here. Since you're watching this, I'm sure you know all about the carbon footprint associated with that, but I think it is worth covering, firstly, why non-toxic food storage containers are a thing, and secondly, what non-toxic food storage containers are actually made of, because there are a few different types of materials here, each with their own pros and cons, and I'll mention a few brands in most of the categories that we could recommend. So first things first, why should you invest in more expensive food storage containers? I mean, besides, the food waste itself and the money that you'll save by keeping food for longer, why not just buy good old Tupperware? Well, for starters, they're bad for your health. Traditional hard plastics like Tupperware often contain chemicals like bisophenols, BPA, BPS. These, as you probably know, have been linked to a variety of health problems, from type 1 diabetes to heart disease. They can negatively impact child development. Softer plastics, like Ziploc bags, on the other hand, often contain phthalates, which can disrupt hormone function and lead to health complications such as infertility, cancer, and increased levels of oxidative stress. And these toxic chemicals aren't just confined to the Tupperware containers themselves, they actually leach into the food stored within them, especially if you're microwaving or storing high acidic or fatty foods, which increases the number of toxins that you end up consuming. And beyond personal health risks, plastic containers just contribute significantly to the global plastic waste problem. Traditional plastic food storage products are often non-recyclable or simply just aren't recycled. I mean, Ziploc bags, for example, have a 0.2% recycling rate. And when these products end up in landfills, they release chemicals like dioxins, and when they find their way into waterways, they can trap heavy metals and bacteria, and when they break down into microplastics, which they do, they also pose an immense threat to marine life. That's all to say that switching to eco-friendly food storage containers like these addresses your food waste problem and the financial waste of food waste and the health risks and the environmental impacts of plastic containers. Plus, they just look better. I mean, you really want something that looks like your mom picked up from a Tupperware party in the 90s? Okay, you're sold on using non-toxic food waste storage containers, but what materials should you actually prioritize when choosing those food storage solutions? Let's start with glass. Glass is an excellent alternative to traditional plastic containers. It's an inert material. It doesn't interact chemically with food, so the food's natural flavor and integrity is preserved. It's also non-porous, so no odors or stains, and zero toxins like BPA and phthalates. However, while glass is recyclable, the process actually requires a significant amount of energy, which contributes obviously to its overall carbon footprint. Bracylate glass, despite being way more durable than regular glass, shares these same properties. But if you look after your glass food storage containers for a long time, then I think the balance tips in favor of glass from a carbon footprint perspective. You get a lot of brands that have glass food storage containers. The cheapest and most available, though, are just simply glass jars. Just be sure not to put them in the microwave with a lid on. But otherwise, we personally use a ton of these, from loose leaf storage to frozen soups to nuts to even excess smoothies. Otherwise, one brand we've used for quite a while is Glasslock. They are one of the most popular glass food storage brands around, primarily for their durability and hygiene. They're air and liquid tight, microwave and oven and dishwasher and freezer safe. And they're made with silica, soda ash, limestone, and other natural components. So not bracylate, but certainly a robust tempered glass alternative. The only downside is their lid. While BPA free, it is still plastic. And next up is ceramic. This one gets much less airtime than other materials, but it does make for an excellent food storage container because it's non-reactive, it doesn't alter the taste or integrity of food, it's an excellent insulator, it's easy to clean, it's usually dishwasher safe, and can often withstand extreme temperatures, so it's good for the microwave, oven, and freezer. And lastly, ceramics, like this mug, are generally long-lasting, as long as you look after them. And the best example here is Caraway, who maintain ethical manufacturing practices, working with BSCI and SMETA certified partners to ensure safe and fair working conditions. Amber, Sustainable Jungle's head of content, has actually tested a bunch of their products, and she can confirm they're high quality, durable, and versatile. They're good for freezing, dishwashers, and microwaves. They also have slightly nested lids, which make their containers stackable for easy packing. Caraway uses a glass container base with a non-stick ceramic coating. That means no BPA, BPS, PFOA, PTFE, all the acronyms and other heavy metals in their products. Their ceramic coating production emits 60% less CO2 than other non-stick coatings. All packaging is plastic-free. Instead, they use recycled cardboard and biodegradable cord trivets. Stainless steel is another eco-food storage option. Its non-reactive nature preserves food quality, particularly those which are acidic or high in fat. It's very durable, as you know. It's stain and corrosion resistant, and with no chemical leaching, it's about as safe as you can get. It's also recyclable, but unlike glass, it cannot be microwaved. Again, like you probably know. Certainly from a longevity perspective, I would say, and consequently a carbon footprint perspective, I would say stainless steel may be just about the most environmentally friendly material for food storage, so long as you can use it for a very, very long time, which with a bit of TLC you can. Certified B Corp Clean Canteen is one such brand who actually has a range of double-walled insulated stainless steel containers. Amber tested the Rise tumbler and the Good to Go kit, which comes with a food canister, food box, and an insulated bottle. She was very impressed by the functionality and design. No issues keeping food hot for hours, and also they were surprisingly lighter than you would expect. They're entirely plastic-free and equipped with leak-proof silicone lids. The Rise tumbler actually is made of 90% post-consumer recycled 18x8 stainless steel. In fact, they use post-consumer recycled steel in 95% of their products, and all are plastic-free, free of epoxy linings, BPA, and other harmful substances. Clean Canteen, what's more, is also family and employee-owned. They're a climate neutral certified business, and they contribute 1% of profits to environmental causes. Let's talk about silicone. Silicone food storage solutions are very popular these days, and there's a good reason for that. High quality food grade silicone is safer and more durable alternative to plastic for food storage and cooking. It's chemically stable, it's resistant to extreme temperatures, it doesn't break down into harmful microplastics, and does not leach toxins, nor does it contain bisphenol A, BPA, in other words, or phthalates or other similar substances. However, you want to be sure that it is indeed food quality, as some low-cost silicone variants, not this one, might contain harmful fillers. A simple test is actually to pick one up and twist the silicone like so, and if the color lightens, it likely contains fillers. This one doesn't. So while silicone is durable and stable and makes it way more environmentally friendly than, say, plastic, it does have some drawbacks. Silicone isn't biodegradable or compostable. Though researchers are investigating biodegradable silicone, most silicone products on the market today will not actually degrade naturally. However, because of its stability, it won't break down into harmful particles or leach toxins over time, which reduces its long-term environmental impact. Silicone, though, can technically be recycled, but it's not as straightforward as with many other materials because it requires often specialized processes or facilities. But all things considered, okay, and despite these challenges, using silicone storage products responsibly, maximizing their lifespan and ensuring proper disposal can actually make them a sustainable food storage container choice. Stasher bags are probably the best example here. I don't have one of these to show you, but they are highly rated and apparently the world's first self-sealing, airtight, 100% pure platinum grade silicone bags. They're durable, reusable, versatile, non-toxic, hypoallergenic. They meet all the US and European food contact safety standards, and you can use them in the microwave, freezer, and oven up to something like 400 degrees Fahrenheit. They're also dishwasher and stain resistant. Dishwasher safe and stain resistant. Stasher also puts quite a bit of thought into the sustainability of its operations. Its packaging is made from about 70% post-consumer recycled cardboard. It ships in recycled packaging made from recycled content. Their manufacturing facility is SA 8000 certified, basically ensuring high standards of social responsibility. They donate 1% of profits to environmental non-profit organizations. And when your Stasher bag is at the end of its life, they've happily partnered with TerraCycle, so you can just send your bag off to them to be responsibly recycled. And then we have beeswax wraps. They're an eco-friendly, reusable food storage solution that hails from the time of the, can you see that? Egyptians. For a long time, they were actually forgotten in favor of wax paper and, saran wrap, plastic wraps, But because of the latter's environmental costs, think PVC, LDPE, and PVDC, all their acronyms, they're making a comeback. Unlike plastic, beeswax wraps are compostable and biodegradable. They also significantly reduce food waste by maintaining freshness and eliminating single-use plastics. And after organic cotton, which I'll get into in a sec, they have the lowest carbon footprint of all food waste solutions. Beeswax wraps are also pliable. You can mold them around any container to create near airtight seal, and their antibacterial properties help to reduce food spoilage. One drawback though is that you can't expose these to excessive heat or hot food, which can cause the beeswax to actually run off, and raw meat or any foods that can have potential contaminants. And as the wraps can absorb odors, sometimes it helps to actually allocate specific wraps to specific foods, and especially strong smelling foods. Now, despite this, beeswax wraps are very versatile. They can be used in a variety of ways, from wrapping small fruits and herbs to covering large bowls and casserole dishes. And while wear and tear are expected over time, with regular washing and a bit of TLC, they can last up to 2 years. There's a lot of brands that make these, a lot of small Etsy businesses. I suggest just jump onto Etsy's platform and have a look. Otherwise, certified B Corp Super Bee stands out. They have 100% GOTS certified organic cotton beeswax wraps, which I have here. They use sustainably harvested beeswax, organic coconut oil, and tree resin. Now, the company is woman-owned and operates in Thailand, where they pay 20% more than the living wage recommended by the Fair Trade Association, empowering local women and giving back to the community. The purchase of Super Bee products like these, therefore, is both an environmentally and socially conscious decision. You may also want to check out the Vermont-based certified B Corp and Green America certified company Beeswrap. They use also GOTS certified organic cotton coated with sustainably harvested beeswax, organic jojoba oil, and tree resin. Okay, let's circle back to organic cotton. Organic cotton food bags like this one are best for keeping vegetables fresh because they allow them to breathe and maintain optimal moisture levels, which extends their life by up to 2 weeks. And from an environmental perspective, these bags are the best. They're reusable, and because they're made of organic cotton, their production is free of harmful pesticides and chemicals, contributing to better overall soil quality, biodiversity, and the health of farm workers. And at the end of their life, they can be composted, closing the loop on food waste. Now, health-wise, using organic cotton bags for food storage eliminates the risk of chemical leaching. These bags are obviously free of BPA and phthalates and other toxins. And the most popular brand for this particular category would be the veggie bag. It's produced locally in the USA using undyed, toxin-free, and 100% French terry knit organic cotton. It ships in recyclable and recycled content packaging. We've used this particular one for a few years now. It's not the original veggie bag, but it's very similar. We keep spinach, kale, and other leafy vegetables in it, which are more susceptible to aging and wilting. We must have saved an enormous amount of food by using this. And because it's fabric, it's easy to store in your fridge. It doesn't weigh very much. All you have to do is just make sure you add a bit of water to keep it damp, which will help maintain a bit of moisture. And the last material I want to cover is aluminium. It's lightweight, it's affordable, it's insulating, it can be infinitely recycled, and the process to do so is relatively energy efficient compared to glass. However, it is not always reusable, especially in the case of tinfoil or these thin little aluminium dishes. They'll probably last a few uses, but not much more than that. But one of the main advantages though, and specifically tinfoil, is its ability to form a tight seal which reduces oxidation and exposure to bacteria and moisture. But as you know, it's not suitable for the microwave. And while this material is considered, on the whole, pretty safe, some studies actually suggest that when used with acidic or spicy foods, aluminium may actually leach into the food. And while the amount is almost always insignificant, it's over time that this could potentially contribute to health problems such as Alzheimer's disease, though the jury's still out of this, so let's not, get carried away. In terms of brands, lots of options here. I don't actually have any specific product recommendations for this one, but if you do, particularly recycled aluminium storage containers, please let me know in the comments below. And that's it. So what's the takeaway here? Well, as always, the takeaway is use what you have first, and even if that means using old Tupperware containers that look like your mom picked up from a 90s Tupperware party. Unless you suspect it's unsafe, then I'll actually pop a link below to a guide on what to do with old Tupperware, as almost certainly old Tupperware is not safe for a bunch of uses, otherwise glass jars. But if you are buying new, then only buy when you have to, and when you do buy from brands doing it right. I'll pop links below to a couple of other guides which cover a whole lot more brands to help you with any buying decisions that you might have to make. And of course, if you have any favorites and you want to share them, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like button, any button, all the buttons. If sustainable living is your thing, I'm Lal from Sustainable Jungle. Much love and responsible food storage always. Okay.